everyone will boast, rave, and brag that summertime in the Sea of Cortez is prime cruising. What they don't tell you is that this beauty comes at a deadly price.
Here we are in this beautiful anchorage, and I've been down in my little hole editing videos, and then all of a sudden I hear thunder. I haven't heard thunder in a year. We haven't seen rain in 9 months. Literally, I have not seen a drop of rain in 9 months. And I come out, and right over the hills behind me is a big thunderstorm, and that cloud goes all the way up to the sun. And it looks like it might be building this way, so we may actually get a little bit of a deck wash here. I'm gonna have to shut things down, make sure everything is nice and tight, because who knows if this thing's gonna bring some wind with it as well. And as quick as the storm formed, it dissipated. So still no rain, 9.5 months and counting, still not a drop of rain. This should feed us for 4 or 5 days, honestly. We don't need a whole lot, so that's really gonna help, because our freezer's been a little bit empty lately, so this was in just the right time. Well guys, our refrigerator and freezer are struggling. This heat is extreme and they just can't keep up. It's literally taking like almost 2 days to make some ice cubes, and our refrigerator is struggling to stay below 50 degrees. So we're trying to help it along by opening up the compressor and putting a fan on it to keep it cool. But luckily we have not gotten sick yet. It seems like our food is staying cool enough, but we're just gonna have to ride this heat out. I don't think there's anything else we can do.
It is too hot to wear clothes right now. The last 2 days have been the hottest days on the heat index over the last 20 something years or something like that. So we are not being dramatic. It's been over 100 degrees yesterday, and today it's supposed to be 104 degrees. That's over 40 Celsius for all of you who are not Fahrenheit folk.
And there's no breeze either. No
breeze, and I'm getting heat rash. What you just saw behind me and my face, I have prickly. I'm Googling how to deal with prickly heat because that's the best way I could describe it, and Google is telling me that I have heat rash. So, and you can't escape because the water is also just as hot. The water is over, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, over 30 something Celsius. The Sea of Cortez beauty comes at a high price.
It is so beautiful, but it is so still. There's not 1 ounce of breeze, and that just makes everything all the worse. The fans are all on in here, so sorry if you guys can't hear me, but we've got to get this shade up because this boat is dying. So I'm gonna give Kurt some much needed hydration while he's working. There you go. How you doing out there?
Getting dizzy.
Looks like it's going up. What do you think, Riggs? Will this do? I know, Rigby. I know.
Today we are continuing our journey up north. We are taking a big hop today. It's about an 80 nautical mile sail up to the Bay of San Francisco. And we had a weather window where we were supposed to get some really good winds today. We were supposed to have anywhere from 10 to 20 knot winds at our back, and it was going to push us right down to the bay with no problems. But the reality is the forecast was wrong. We have gray skies today, no winds. We have not been able to even turn the engines off. I've been motoring for 6 hours now, and it's really bringing me down.
And it's still hot.
And it's still hot because we have no breeze. And at this rate, we are not going to get to the anchorage until dark, maybe 10 o'clock at night, maybe 11 o'clock at night. So I still have my fingers crossed that the winds are going to hit here at any moment, and maybe we can take off and make it there before the sun sets, but it's not looking good. But what are you going to do? That's sailing. And the winds finally came up today. We got the winds that I was looking for, and we are rolling downwind at about 7.5 to 8 knots now with 10 knot wind. And things are looking up today. We even got Rigby to pee on her pad in the middle of a sail. So now she feels better. She's taking a nap. And I think we just might make it to our anchorage just as the sun is getting, or as the skies are getting dark today.
You know, I think you've said several times, oh, we're not going to make it before dark, like 17 times. And we always make it right before dark.
Barely, but we do get the late afternoon winds, and that changes things around. But it's going to be close. As long as they keep blowing, I think we'll make it. But yeah, for a while there, I was worried. But
yeah,
like clockwork, the after lunch winds came, and now we're moving along just fine.
Yeah.
Line came off the winch, came out of the teeth.
Holy moly! 1 minute everything's fine, the next minute.
It's a little bit of a thin line, so it didn't fit those teeth very well.
What happened? Just like a gust or something?
I don't know.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad we got some wind. I'm glad we're sailing, but it's still pretty hot, so it's topless sailing for me. I just put this hat on because I saw you walking around filming and I didn't want you to catch my boobies out, but still pretty hot.
Guys, we may make a little adjustment in sails here. We have got some nice wind, and I'm keeping my eyes on the gauges because we're running right at 12, 13 knots apparent wind with our spinnaker up, and it really advised to pull that spinnaker down once you hit 15 knots of apparent wind. You can get it up to 20, but 15 is a good number to get it down. So I'm getting close to that edge. The only reason I still have it up and I'm pushing this, you know, getting up to 9.5, 10.5, 11 knots of speed is because we are in an unofficial race with a couple of our buddies that left the anchorage with us this morning. And I've got one of them that's in front of me, one behind me. So I've got a little bit of ground to make up.
Now that we have wind, and before my hair gets crazy, I just wanted to point out that yeah, I did it. I cut my hair. For those of you who care to notice, yes, it is shorter. It's just one of those things. It's just way too hot. I've had long hair for a really long time, and I hesitated for weeks to make the decision, but it's just hair and it'll grow back. And for those of you who didn't notice, look, I cut off my hair. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section down below. Or don't, if you're gonna say something mean and make me cry.
Snuggling up, Rigby.
Yeah, I think she's feeling a little seasick. I think she likes the stability between my legs.
are still in the unofficial race with our buddies Lusty and Ione, and we're making up ground. Lusty got a real healthy lead on us, probably a 5-mile lead on us this morning, because they've got a nice hefty engine and a long water line. So they probably got 5 miles ahead of us, and now we're slowly catching up. I think we will be getting there right about the same time. Hopefully I'll be able to get in front of him. But the winds are at 15 knots to 18 knots. We're running downwind. Got the spinnaker up. The sun came out, and it is just a beautiful day.
Quick and awesome, and now we are changing course, and then we're gonna try to put the Genoa up and see if we can bring her home. Orange bucket, always in the shot. All right, just tying a preventer on so that we can run wing on wing and that this thing doesn't flop over to the side. And I think we're gonna win. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be close.
I don't think we're gonna win. I'm just saying that. I think we're gonna lose.
It's been a long day of sailing. We are almost there. The sun is going down. We're gonna make it just before sunset, so that worked out all right. But we did not make up enough miles to beat our buddies on Lusty, so it was a hard loss for me. But yeah, I just could not overcome the lead that they got this morning, and had to let them have the honors.
We are coming into our anchorage, and there is a gnarly current right now. I've never seen a current like this wide and long and big out in the ocean like ever, and it looks like the ocean's bubbling. So we came up here to come and look at it, and now there's these awesome dolphins just going with it and swimming with it and jumping with the current and against the current. Great way to end this sail. Look how the ocean looks. It's like bubbling. And you can't see very well, but you can see off in the distance, there's waves breaking, but then here it's kind of like calm and then like bubbling. So like all of this is just a big patch of current doom. So that is why I'm tethered in. Because we know what happens if you're not tethered in a situation like this. So yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, this just turned real crazy real quick. Dolphins were distracting us, and now the currents are turning into massive freaking waves. I had to quickly come back here, and I'm about to hook myself in. They're huge behind us. I'm on dog sitting watch. So never a dull moment. It's never a dull moment. But I think, how far are we? About 2.5 miles away. So we're almost there, almost to the home stretch. But this is why it's important for you to always try to get to an anchorage that you've never been to, in a location that you've never been to before dark. Because this would be a lot scarier if it was nighttime.
After a long day of sailing, we finally made it to our anchorage. As Rigby was getting ready to test the water temperature, she was greeted by the locals, who were just as curious about her as she was them. The heat wave that plagued us for days finally lifted, and to celebrate, we decided to jump in and explore the incredible snorkeling grounds that this anchorage had to offer.
Best I've ever felt. Get me up, something new, somewhere I can't find myself.
I don't know if it's because of the sun setting or what, but this place feels a lot cooler than our last anchorages, so that's a plus. We've got that to look forward to, and hopefully the breeze stays up tonight and we get a nice peaceful night of sleep.
For the first time, in a long time.
It's been a lot of sweating going on.
I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, 'cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way. I found my way.
Rigby, what are you doing to help out?
'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. I found my way.
I did it with one piece of paper to spare. I'm still a man. My Boy Scout days paid off.
That is a beautiful fire, babe. Thank you so much.
Okay, 'cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way.
Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you guys enjoyed this one. Special shout out to our patrons whose support helps us and produce these videos. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you guys next week. Boop bop. Beep beep boop beep. Bop bop. Beep boop. Beep beep beep. Bop bop boop bop bop.